Wedging clay. This is a pile of plastic clay, but it's got hard spots, soft spots, air pockets. You can't have that. So before you can use it, you have to wedge it, which means I take it, roll it back, and squish it down forward. Okay? This is wedging clay. I'm making it uniform, all the same. I'm getting the air pockets of it. Sometimes you can hear me popping the air pockets. This is called, ooh, I heard that one. This is called a ram's head technique because look, kind of looks like a ram's head with these are the horns. Well, that doesn't look like horns, but maybe that's a monkey face technique. Wedging clay. Ooh, that was a funny noise. You can hear the air coming out of it. Okay. Now, it is uniform. It has been wedged. Let's see how I did. Look at that. Pretty nice. Nicely wedged clay. Okay, wedging. Making a slab. There's a lot of ways to make a slab. I'll just give you a couple. First thing I like to do with my wedged clay is kind of make a ball. So I use my hands and I squish it up pretty good. Kind of roll it. And then I can put it down. This is for making like the bottom of a coil pot. I'll put it down, and sometimes you have to actually kind of lean on it with two hands, stand up and press down, turn it over, stand up, press it down, and keep doing that. And you can roll it too, that's another way to do it. But if you're just making a small slab, this is pretty easy. Just pressing it down like that, no big deal. I think this is going to be the bottom of a coil pot. We'll get back to that later. This is a slab, pancake. Thickness of my finger about, or my pinky finger. Alright, don't make it too thin, it'll fall apart. Slab rolling. Whee! Attaching a piece of clay together. You want to take two pieces of clay that have about the same amount of water in them. You don't want to have one dry piece attached to a wet piece because they'll dry at different rates, shrink away from each other. But the first thing you have to do is something called scoring. What you're doing is you're making lines in the surface. Think of Velcro, alright? You're trying to make Velcro so that they'll stick to each other. If you have two smooth pieces of stuff, they just slide against each other and they won't stick. So if you think of Velcro, what you're doing is you're just making this surface rough, and I can take any tool and just scratch lines into it so it starts to look kind of like the loop of the Velcro part, alright? And you also have to do that onto the piece you're attaching. So if I'm attaching this coil, I have to score the coil. Now this takes a long time if I just have a loop tool and I have to score the whole coil. That's where my handy dandy fork comes in. Ooh, there's the handy dandy fork. I can just take my fork and score my coil pretty quickly because it's got 4 little tongs on it, the fork does. So score the side you're going to attach. Score, score, score. Velcro making. Loop. Think of loop. Velcro making. See, I'm making Velcro. Neato. So I've scored the coil. I've scored the bottom. And now I take slip. Whee! I just use my finger. Look at that lovely slip. You can use slip. If your clay is really wet, you can actually just kind of use water because it kind of makes slip. So you just put slip on one side. So you're kind of getting it into the cracks. Put the coil on. Okay, and where it overlaps, what you can do is just put it on top, cut through both sections, peel that away, and now they will fit together really well. So that's how you attach pieces. Score, slip, and then squish it on. Okay? Push or squish. SSS. Score, slip, squish. Alright? Once you attach something, you should be able to lift it up and it should not come apart. Alright, there we go. Attached. That's how you attach pieces. And then you can clean stuff up if you want to. Alright, that's the way you start to attach pieces. So if I wanted to attach this crazy looking S to the top of that, what would I need to do? Well, score, and this is not scoring. Alright, that is wimpy stuff. Come on, people. Use that fork. You can always smooth the clay back out. Alright, score that. Score this side. Score. 4 score, and 7 years ago. Alright, what's the next step? First step is, the first S is score. Second is slip. Oh yeah, slip. Wet that baby up. You can use a brush if you really want to. I just use my fingers. Alright, slip, score, smush, smush, squish it on. See now, this S is leather hard, so when I squish it, it doesn't lose its shape. That's a cool thing. Squish, squish, squish. You can always reinforce and you can clean up the marks later. So I'm going to clean up where I scored it, or where I scored it, and I can use a tool to help me just get rid of some of those marks. Alright, so this should be attached. If I lift it up, it won't come off. Look at that. Stuck on pretty good. That's how you attach clay. Okay. Slip, score, and what? Smush. The super S.